Howdy folks, SJ Pour here. Guess what we're doing? We're making a limeade. Actually, the recipe for this is it's a cherry limeade, and we decided to. Actually, we didn't decide. The grocery store decided it for us. This is a strawberry limeade because there was no cherries. So there's 2 pounds of frozen, or not frozen anymore, but they were frozen strawberries. There is 2 pounds of corn sugar. There, in this particular batch, there's 2 pounds of clover honey. There is 2 pounds of clover honey, 2 pounds of corn sugar, 2 pounds of strawberries, 3.3 pounds of a golden LME. Actually, it's supposed to be golden LME, and it was a light LME, which is fine because it only calls for 2 pounds of an LME. So going with the light LME, it's just going to back the color down just a little bit, so it'll allow the color of everything else to come forward. So it'll be fine. In here is 3/4 of a teaspoon of pectic enzyme. I'll get the 3/4 of a teaspoon of the pectic enzyme. There is 5 teaspoons yeast nutrient, and there is 1.5 teaspoons of the yeast energizer. This will all get everything going good and lovely. 46 ounce.
You're going to need the third one behind you on the shelf.
I really need all 3? 2 64s. Okay, so 64 and 64 is 128. These are 42, 42. Okay. And 42. And why is the color different on this one, do you think? That's interesting. Anyways, all 3 of these will go in there as well. It is interesting. The mistake that I made, 5 cans of limeade. Now, really all you do is heat this water. You want to get yourself, I did like 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons of water. Heated that up to 175, thereabouts. Put in your sugar, your LME, your honey, and your strawberries or cherries, either way, whatever your fruit is, goes in at that time. Bring your temperature back up to 175, and then just shut your flame off. Put a lid on it and set your timer for 20 minutes. You're supposed to cook it at 160, but if you get it up to 175, put the lid on it, let it set for 20 minutes. It'll stay above, be 160 or better throughout that whole 20 minutes. So it works out pretty good. I've done this a lot of times. So I'm going to go ahead and add this stuff in a while. Stir that up a bit. Now I'm doing all this in my brewing pot. I want to go ahead and put these in. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you've seen me screw up on this one a couple times. Hold on to this when you dump it in. It is slippery. And it'll come out of there in a hurry. So definitely hold on to it. 1. And get it down close because all that stuff's going to pop out. 2. 3. 4. And 5. And in. I'm going to get these in the trash. They're out of the way. Now this is actually what we're making here is the home brewer's version of Four Loko, minus the caffeine. But there is so much sugar, caffeine don't really matter. Another thing that I like to do when I make this is with the grape juice. I like to, like the day that I'm going to do this, I like to put the grape juice in the freezer and chill it. However, this time, I was going to do this brew the other day, so I put these in the freezer, and yeah, I forgot about them, and we went and did something else. I didn't do the brew, and it's been a couple days later, and so they were frozen solid. Kind of hard to get that out of there when it's frozen solid. So what I did was I stuck the two that I put in the freezer, I stuck in the hot sink. Almost screwed up there too. Stir all this stuff up real good. And I am almost at 5 gallons there. Here's my 5 gallon mark. I am just a little below that. So I'm going to add some water. Coming at you. Coming at you. Woohoo!
Okay, that screwed me all up. The camera is going to be all over the place on that one. In fact, if the camera could make this face, it would. You can't see that because I'm behind it. But.
So I'm going to add some more water to bring it up to 5 gallon. There's my mark. I'm actually going to give it a little bit of more water. A little bit more water. I'm probably going to bring it up to 5.5 gallon. I'm using a 6 gallon. I'm using a 6 gallon carboy. So I got plenty of. There's 5. That'll work. Coming at you again. Woohoo! Yeah, it's retarded. I just realized it is going to be tough to get those strawberries down in that.
Do you have to boil that yet?
No, it's done. It's all I got to do now is make sure it's cool.
Oh. Then you.
See what? It's still a little on the warm side. Yeah, it's still too warm, so I gotta let it cool some more. It's 100 degrees right now. So, for the sake of making this a really long video, I'll show you the yeast that we're going to be using. We gotta hydrate this anyway. So here's the yeast that we're using. It's a champagne yeast, Red Star, 2 packs of them. That'll go in there, and this usually works out pretty well. This is actually one of our more expensive beers to make because there's a lot of ingredients that go with it. But you can pick 90% of this stuff up at the grocery store. So, if any of you is Ewans,
That's Pennsylvania Dutch showing right there.
If any of you guys are interested, guys, gals, whatever, are interested in lemonade, shoot me out a message. I'll send you the recipe. You won't disappoint. It's very good. I typically always have a keg of it on tap when we're doing it. It's really good beer. So
not beer.
It's not beer.
Beverage.
It's beverage. Actually, it's a malt beverage.
Malt beverage. That's
because
true.
there's 3 pounds of malt in there of 3.3 pounds of liquid malt. So it is a malt liquor. Yeah, I stuck it in there. It's a malt liquor. I don't know where my time. Okay. Remember, folks, enjoy the fruits of your labor and brew beer. This is SJ Poor Little Face Brewing. I'm out.